manifesting generators, we have a lot of energy. We are made to manifest, to build stuff, but we also have to do it in the right timing. And so if we have all of this energy and that masculine side of us is like, just go do it. Like for me, my mom always used to say, just go out there and make it happen, because I had the energy to do it. But me going out there to make it happen is that masculine side for one, but it is not in my design, because I am not an initiator. I am meant to wait to respond.
Got it. Grand Rising, my beautiful, beautiful and amazing family out there. How is everyone? I'm hoping that everyone is having a great day full of love and light, where you find yourself morning, afternoon, or the evening, setting your beautiful intentions and rocking it today. We have, welcome to episode
11. Yes. 11, what?
I know, right? Wow.
We have a dance party for 11.
Dance party for 11. Everybody, dance party.
Come on, Christine, get it.
Come on, Christine. That's right. Oh, wow. Let me get, everyone knows the beautiful co-host of Feminine Flame, Deanna from Kansas, my sister Queen. Yes, yes. And also Jessie rocking it for Newark, New Jersey. Go ahead. Yes, ring that bell.
Hey, Mulan.
And we have been gushing
right
since last week about our beautiful sister queen of the light. Oh my goodness, Christine. We couldn't wait for you to come back. You bless us every Thursday. We're just excited. I couldn't get the rest last night. I actually had to watch some shows to make my brain shut down, because I'm like, yes, Christine's coming. Christine's coming. Yes. Christine Strong, everybody, welcome her to the show.
Oh, you are too sweet. What a warm, warm welcome. Oh my gosh, I'm blushing over here. My face is warm and flushed. Thank you so much. I am so excited to be here with you queens, you goddesses. I love sharing all of this stuff every week. I love what you all are doing. I love that you do this every single morning. You bring on fabulous people to sit and to talk, because I really feel like the education piece is so important. It's so important to build community. It's so important to keep growing, to understand that we don't need to do this all alone, right? That it is a journey that we can find other people to hold our hands as we go through the process. So what you all are doing is beautiful. It's amazing. And it is definitely making a huge impact and a huge ripple throughout the world. Even if you aren't even realizing it yet, you know that it's doing it.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you so much. Oh, that was beautiful. I know, now I'm blushing.
You're trying to make us blush, right?
Can you see it on my olive skin? Can you see it? It's there and it's hot.
Right.
Oh, beautiful. Thank you so much. That was amazing. And that's exactly what we are praying and hoping that is occurring every day, and we're sharing in our healing, and helping others to heal by doing the same. So we're all in this together. And I love that you used that. Christine, my sister. Last week, we had brought up a subject right before the end of the show. And it was talking and discussing about, we just touched on it, about feminine and male energy. Now, it's something I just wanted to make a small disclaimer to know that we all have it, right? We have a part of each. Normally, when we talk about feminine and male, we think that there's this divide, there's them and here's us. But we actually all humans have both. And it's something that I was happy that I knew when I was younger. I was able to teach that to my children. I have all boys, to connect them to their feminine side. Could you please explain this supposed phenomenon to everybody, to bring us into the light of male and feminine energy?
Well, like you said, we all do have the masculine and the feminine, and it's like the serpent snake. Like we work it when Kundalini we work it in yoga. They kind of intertwine in between one another. And actually, like the medical symbol, you'll actually see the two snakes that go around, the serpents going around the cross and everything like that. That's really the duality, right? When we're trying to match, we're trying to find our piece, we're trying to come together. What we're really trying to do is bring those two pieces together. And each energy has its own it's kind of its own job, right? Like there's the masculine side, there's the feminine side, and we need to bring that balance in for both of us. And like I think it's beautiful that you said you had all boys and you got to teach them how to tap into their feminine side. But I think it's really important in our society because we've been so patriarchal. As we were like shifting into the scientific age, we became very patriarchal. We became very logical. We became very much in like kind of submerged in the masculine because we were trying to build, we were going through the wars, we were doing all of this, we're in the industrial age, we were building these factories, we were trying to put this structure into place because we were evolving, we were coming out. And so there's the power of the masculine. We do need the structure. We need to try to have some things to build. But now as we're coming through this next shift, as we're shifting into the age of Aquarius, which we're already in, but the final shift will be done in 2027. But it's like, that's that feminine side. And so we're starting to see the women more coming back into power. More people are asking about the intuitive side of things. More people are, quantum physics is really starting to be understood and is starting to come as a science. And people are understanding that invisible things are real. Like we don't need to see it in order to believe it, right? We now understand that magic is happening all around us. And so now that people can start to understand that energy side of it, I think people are starting to respect a little bit more of the feminine side. Now, I will say back in the day, like way back in the day, it was all on the women. There were sacred circles of the women. There was a divine circle of the powerful women. They were honored, but there was that switch and like when they started burning all the witches, when they started to see, like, I actually just saw a meme this morning that said, why didn't anybody punish? And like, why are we punishing the people who got burned? Like we're punishing the witches who had this gift, but nobody ever punished the people for harming the people, right? Never punished anybody for harming people for whatever. They just had the skills and gifts, and we never looked at that as being anything bad. And now we're coming to this great divide again. We're coming to another divide of this evolution, right? Of this. It's not like we want to pick these sides, but we definitely need to start to look for some acceptance. We need to look for some acceptance so that we don't start picking sides, so we don't start creating this divide anymore. But we need to realize, like, with that acceptance, it's going to come from the mother, right? The mama, that feminine side is the one that, can look at all of her children. They can see all of the flaws, but they can still love unconditionally through all of that. And so we really need to start honoring some of that feminine as we're going through some of this.
Yes.
What?
I know, right?
Right.
I was like bated breath. Ooh.
I know. I was
Wow.
reminding myself to breathe.
Right. It was so fire. I couldn't even say, I was just like staring at you like, wow. Like, wow.
Let's take a moment to breathe.
Right.
I just needed oxygen.
Thank you, Christine, for blessing us with your presence. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, right.
Do I have to keep being the host? Can I breathe? Wow. You brought it from so many different points. And when you went Industrial Revolution and you came through time, showing where these energies were in play, like mainly in play, and then women came around, and then men, and then women. And the thing is, we all use them. And the thing that stuck out to me the most was bringing that harmony.
Mm-hmm.
It's not meant to be in humanity, in the human race. It's not meant to be this divide that was created. That was created with the downfall of our thinking, our perceptions, wherever that stuff took place, and we're consistently striving to do this. So we have two opposing sides, right?
Mm-hmm.
And normally in a family, you brought up mother, praise Allah. Mother comes in and stop all arguments. All right, let me hear all sides. And then with her wisdom, she brings the two together and have a common bond. And that's what we're striving to do in society.
Mm.
But I did have another question.
Mm-hmm.
How do we handle it? Because it all starts with self. It all starts with you. How do we handle that divide within? Because I think that's where it happens. And when we don't have that equilibrium inside of ourselves, it brings out discord in dealing with others. Because sometimes I'll feel my masculine energy come out and strike, and it's not, bring that back, be mother, and finding that balance. How do we do that within when we're just talking about ourselves?
Well, I think that that masculine and that feminine, that's that opposite conflict, right? And so you'll feel that within you, when you're getting pulled into two different directions. And I think that this is where my human design comes in, because and even my yoga practice, all of these things all implement into one another, because it all really comes down to our awareness of our body. And what has happened is so many of us are not aware of our body or even how we feel, because we have a list that is 10,000 pages long of all of the things we have to do, that we are always in that masculine kind of mode of go, 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 do, that we don't ever really stop and be like, do I need to even do this? Is this something that's of importance? Yes, it's on my list, but is it something that is so important that I need to do right this second, as opposed to giving myself 5 minutes to just breathe, like you said, or giving myself a moment to do a meditation, or giving myself a moment to feel my body? Is this something I need to do, or is this just something that's in my routine? And what I've been struggling with is, I think, with society and people in society, is we get caught up in the structure of our days, and we get caught up in I have to do this. If I want to be an entrepreneur, that means I need to be on Facebook every single day. I need to post in my stories every single day. I need to post 3 times a day. I need to be on my phone all the time. I need to do this. I need to do this, because we're listening to all of these different people. And what is funny is, I chose to do a meditation, and this is yet again, this just literally popped into my head, but everything all intertwines. And I'm doing a meditation practice, 40 days with the 𝕱𝖊𝖘𝖊𝖘, and I'm on law 6, and it says you have to learn to unlearn. We have to realize that we can go out and get as many teachers as you want. You can listen to me till I'm blue in the face. Maybe you like listening to my words. You can listen to anybody else. But until you make that connection and realize, okay, whatever Christina is saying, how does this relate to me? It doesn't matter what she's saying, because she's saying it how it relates to her. But how does this relate to me? How do I feel this in my body? Where do I feel this? Because that law is learning to take the guru and giving that teacher the pedestal, and realizing I am the teacher, I am the guru, and I know what is right for me. And so that shift in understanding, we also have to start somewhere, right? When we want to start this journey, we want to go with somebody who has experience, who has done it, or somebody that we can trust, somebody that we can, support and trust and whatever. But then at some point we need to break away. We need to break away from it. We need to let go of that hand. We need to trust we are strong enough to do it on ourselves. And I honestly feel like our struggle, the worst, is because we don't want to break away. We don't want to realize that we have the power, that we have to do it ourselves. And we want to hold that hand of our coach, of our therapist, of whoever, until they tell us exactly what to do. And then we never get there, though, because they'll tell us until we're blue in the face. We're like, I don't really want to do that. Or we don't want to do it 100%. We don't want to jump into full committal. And then we don't get anything, right? And then we keep.
Ooh.
And so I think it's
so deep.
That disconnect of being like, I'm ready to take my responsibility. I'm ready to take it for me and to do it for me. And I'm going to listen to Angela, and I'm going to listen to 𝕊𝖊𝖘, and I'm going to listen to Deanna, because I love all of your pieces, but I'm not going to get caught up if Deanna's meditation didn't hit me today, like it hit her. That hit her because that was a good message for her. But today it just didn't resonate with what my soul needed. And that doesn't mean that meditation was bad. That doesn't mean that Deanna picked something that was way out of the books, right? That just means that my soul needed a different message, and I'm going to go look for something else. Or maybe that message from Deanna will hit me later, and it's so weird how that. too.
What? Oh
you
my
know what?
God.
I know,
Right.
right?
Whew.
Sometimes my
right.
meditations don't even hit me the same day. And that's where we need to overstand is that we need to, because I'm learning, like what you said, tap into yourself that day and see what you need that day or even at the end at that moment. You don't have to be so structured to where your morning routine, you do this meditation and then you or you chant this particular mantra and then you no, tap into that frequency of that day, be in that moment, see what you need. Because we are constantly moving, right? We're energy. So, and then it's fluctuating. We're healing. So stuff comes up or stuff goes down, or you were triggered. You were shown that you need to work on something. That's basically what a trigger is, you know? So just tap into it. And for me, Christine, it was hard for me to go with that sometimes. I felt like I was scattered. And then I had to reframe that emotional attachment to it and even change the word. No, you're not scattered. You are meeting the need in the moment. So that's what we have to do. So we're, like you said, regardless if you, me, Angela, Jesse, Christine share something with you or we're saying stuff, yes, see if it resonates with you. But if it doesn't, that's okay.
I got
That's
it.
okay. And you said so much more I want to say, but I'm handing it off to the other queens to.
Oh my God. It was so much to unpack. So I'm going to say this right now because when I was walking from school to dropping off my kids, Christine, this is so mind blown because I'm just like, okay. So Spirit told me we need to replace the word discipline with self-love.
Oh.
And I was like, okay, I got you.
Wow.
But you know, I didn't know and where and what situation, you know, like when I'm doing these walks and I'm doing this meditation and then when I'm spending time with Mama Gaia or whoever I'm spending time with at the time with, I don't like go, oh, okay, all right. I just, oh, okay, so that's a topic that's gonna happen today. All right, okay, got it. But it's so deep to hear you say that, not only because it resonates so much with me, but it resonates so much with a lot of people. I know that it's going to resonate with one because it all starts with you. And the reason, and all gurus say it, I mean, at least our guru, our master Shri Krishna says that we are sometimes we're going to outgrow our masters and our gurus and our stuff, but this is what it is, because you can be your own guru. You just have to give in the time for yourself, and you just got to show up for you, and you got to do your stuff. And this is what the stuff that we talk about, like, you know, what resonates with you, because the learnings and the teachings and the books and all of that, it's all out there for you to read. But if you don't put it into practice, if you don't do it for yourself, for your own well-being, then you will never know if it works or not. So that's why when we share all these different things and you're like, oh my God, that's deep, that was deep. And you feel it in your soul, and your soul is, and your body is vibrating. Your soul is letting you know, girl, go ahead and do that, because that's going to resonate with you. Go ahead and try it, because that's the thing. We don't try it. We hear it and we're like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. I see her doing it. Oh, she looks good in it. He looks good in it. And then we keep moving instead of, okay, she looks good in it. And my body, it resonated for a reason. Like, it's vibrating for a reason. Let me see if it's good. Let me see if it's good for me. And if it doesn't work for you, then that's fine. Then you try something else. And you know, because, you know, another something else that I shared last night with Dee was like, my guardian angel yesterday was like, you know, forgive yourself for the trials and errors that you did, because, you know, you're supposed to go through these things, you know, so that you can learn and evolve as a spiritual being, you know, so you can evolve as a spiritual being. And I was like, oh, okay, all right, deep, all right, I like it. But, you know, at the moment I was like, wow, like, you're too deep. And then as I go along throughout the day, I'm like, oh, okay, so that's why that happened. So I just want to share that, because fire. Let's get the hose, guys.
Let's get the fire truck.
I know.
Goosebumps.
Chills.
Yes.
goosebumps because two things I have to say. One about discipline and that message. Oh my gosh. I say all the time, I say though, consistency, because consistency was something that was drilled into me about showing up on Facebook. Like when I was coming to be that entrepreneur, you got to be consistent. And I was like, you know what? I like that consistency. Like I am consistent. I show up for me every single day. Like I was saying from D, like the consistency to me is that self-love. So by you saying that discipline is self-love, oh my gosh, I feel like for about a month, I'm like, we need to redefine so many of our masculine kind of terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Masculine term. How can rub a little bit of this feminine energy on it and kind of switch it around so that it is encompassing all of our bodies, not just our physical or mental. Like we want to encompass all of our body, right? Our emotional, our spirit, our physical. And so when we can encompass all of that. And then that last piece about forgive yourself, my goodness. I mean, my whole freaking body was like lit up in chills because that is something that I've been struggling with. That's something that probably the last like 3 days, I finally have been like, I got it. I get it. You know, like everybody's like, just let go. And you're like, oh, what does it mean to let go? What does it mean to let go? And then finally you're just like, oh my God, I just let it go. And you're like, wow, that was a lot easier. But that was that piece of like, you have to love yourself for what you did in the past, because that past person was only trying their very best. And even like what Dee was saying, like breaking out of some of these, we're trained. We're literally programmed and trained like a dog, like else. Like when you're a child, your parents train you like a dog. We become domesticated. If you haven't read the 4 Agreements book yet,
my God, yes.
I know, right? Yes, wasn't that like blowing your mind about domestication and how we are just domesticated to just listen to these rules? And then I was like, oh my gosh, you talk to children like they are a dog. Like, oh, you did a good job. You didn't do this right. You didn't do, and it's like, wow, we're putting everybody in a box right off of a young age, And so we got to give ourselves grace. And that's the hardest part, because we're our hardest critics, is like, give ourselves grace for, we're breaking out of, like, I'm 35 now. So I'm breaking out of all of these things for 35 years that I thought that I was going to do. And so we got to give ourselves grace in that process, and know that it's a process every single day.
Yeah. And embrace your awakened self. That was another thing that my angel told me. Embrace your awakened self and be that fire, that amazing person that you are. I was like, girl, like, okay.
Oh my goodness. I needed to hear every part of this. Oh my goodness.
That was sorry, Angela. Go
No,
ahead.
no, that's all right. No, I was just saying that I needed to hear every part of this. It's just like, you guys, each of you are touching me. I feel like I'm the audience. Wow. Because I've blamed myself for so much, because like, if something that someone else gave me, and I have a library, right? We all do. And if it didn't work with me that day, I thought something was wrong with me. And I didn't realize I wasn't giving myself grace. I didn't realize I wasn't believing in myself or feeling me, And that has occurred to me. And then after listening to Master Sri Krishna speak about frequencies, he said, you turn on the radio and you're trying to find that song you like, right? So if you don't want to listen to jazz today, and it's the really country that you wanted to jam to today, then hey, when you get to that song, go, oh yes, that's it. And then you're flowing with it. So now that's how I treat when I go in doing a meditation. I go, oh no. Because you want to look up doing a certain meditation, and I like doing binary beats. And so I'll go in and I'll listen to one, not resonating. And I keep listening. I may listen to 10 of them before I go, that's what my heart is saying today. That's what my goddess is saying within me today. And then I'll listen to it and it's spot on. But it's something, wow, you guys, fire.
I love that piece that you said you have a library that you keep collecting, because for me, literature and books, it has to be in the right time. Because somebody can give something to me and I'll be like, okay, cool, or whatever. And I feel like when it comes to that kind of knowledge, you need to be on that right frequency, that right level, especially if it's anything having to do with any self-help or anything about frequency or raising your vibration or becoming awake. And it will play in at the right level, at the right time. And like, I've had a book I had a yoga book about 𝕱𝖊𝖘𝖆𝖊𝖘 yoga, literally sitting in my Amazon cart for a year and a half. And I don't know why, like somebody told me about it and I sat there and it sat there. And I came back to it and I'm like, you know what? I want to get this book. And when I did get it and I ordered it, it fit in the time I was like reading it, and it like launched my teaching and what I was doing. And it resonated so much. And I was like, and at first, like you said, I'm like, why didn't I do this a year ago? I obviously needed this. No, I didn't need it a year ago. I wasn't ready a year ago to read the book with those eyes, right? I needed to obviously learn something else in order to appreciate the knowledge that was in that book. And so honor that, keep it in your library, keep looking back at books in the library, keep looking at those shelves every now and again. And source will tell you, a title will pop out, or just, yes, you said somebody might say something to you and then you're like, oh my God, I think I have a book or something, like, and like that's spirit telling you that's the time. That's yeah, that's it.
Listening to our intuition, and it just comes right in. You're absolutely right. By divine design. Deanna, what were you sharing before?
Yeah, I was gonna say something else, but us talking, our minds are just constantly popping. We just popping with questions and thoughts.
Right?
When Angela was talking about the library, it reminded me of what Christine said as far as unlearning, because we not only have a physical library, we have a mental library or spiritual library too. And us as leaders and students, because the best leader is actually a student. Okay, let me throw that in there. Watch out. Write it down. Write it down. We sometimes can share stuff with other people and it's not right for them yet. And we as teachers or our own gurus, because when I get excited about something, when Source shares something with me, sometimes I have to rein myself in and say, it was for you, D. It wasn't for all the groups you're in too, because it can also be harmful. It can be they're not ready, and then it can make them be fearful. And I'm saying that as a leader, but that means it's also happened to me, where people have shared stuff to me, that I need to literally unlearn. Like Christine was talking about how our parents, they did the best that they could, and they loved us through their own baggage, programming, and hurt and trauma. So, but you're right, Christine. As when we were brought up, when we were little, we were put in a box in so many different ways, even going to public school, in my opinion, but that's just my opinion. But there were so many things that we were saying, this is right, stand up straight, don't slouch, you're a girl, you can't look like this, or you're a boy, you cannot do this. And so they immediately trained us, as you said, trained us or limited us from the very beginning. So yeah, I need to detox a lot of books, let's say that, unlearning, so, and that's where you were saying the grace comes in, the compassion. And I even pulled in what Angela said, those things that, because when we do have mentors, we want to make them feel great, right? Our mother, the person that we looked up to, the person that we love the most, we're saying, it didn't vibe for me, Mom. And you're like, I'm not pleasing you, or you're not, you're not accepting me, or not accepting me. I can't find the words right now, but basically I'm not good. I'm not good. This is bad because what you shared with me does not resonate with me. And we have to remember that that's not true. Going back to what Christine said, we are our own person. Right. We have to figure out what resonates with us. And we also have to know that we are worthy of our intuition, because I had to get through that too. See, I'm pulling from everybody. Jessie said, her guide said, be strong in this awakened, beautiful goddess that you are. I struggled with that, because I was like, oh my gosh, I know, I can feel that I am just Wonder Woman. What? I got the bands on, and I'm like, but am I worthy of this? This is so fearful that I am this huge being, this energy that can, I mean, I can bring life through my body. What?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, oh my gosh. And then I had to calm down and be like, okay, yeah, you are. But and I wasn't prideful. It was almost fearful. And it was like, I'm not worthy of this. And are you sure? Are you sure?
You sure you got the right thing?
Right. You sure this is the right D you was talking to? Are you sure? So it was so much, so much. And I know I said a bunch of different things, but I wanted to pull from, I mean, all of you, like Angela said, you dropped so much knowledge in things that just spark thought in my mind, you know, woo, it was fire. It was so powerful.
Thank
Hey,
you.
when I had that question, D, I said, "Are you sure you got the right Jesse?" We never make mistakes. Oh, okay, okay. Never question again. Never question again. I'm good now. I'm good. Should we move on? Okay. Should I go meditate by the? You want me to go by the beach or by the moon? Okay, I'll go by the moon. I'll go by the moon. I'll stay there for like a day if you need me to.
Oh my goodness, Christine, thank you. Thank you so much. The gratitude is, it's not, can't be said in words. You know, I just get just so full of gratitude by the divine every day, because he brings us together, beautiful spirits within on our paths, you know, because we asked for this. And just to be able to see that blessing and have it. Thank you. Thank you so much for all that you are sharing. I wanted to know, because we're all trying to work this out, our male and feminine energy in the human design. How do you recognize what part is at play and how to use it? Because I was looking at my chart and I was trying to figure out, like, what is, and none is more dominant, right? How do you find it on the feminine and human design?
So speaking completely transparently, if there is a way to see it, then I do not know it. I not know. I personally do not know if by just looking at a red line or a black line or by connect can know the masculine and the feminine. What I would say though about that is, as you start to learn your energies, your definition, there's going to be more parts of you that is naturally more masculine. More, if you have that sacral chakra, if your energy, if you have a lot of motor centers, you're going to have. You're going to want to do a lot of things. And now it's your choice, though, to think about how you put that energy into action, right? Do you go out and Jesse is a manifesting generator just like me, right? And so manifesting generators, we have a lot of energy. We are made to manifest, to build stuff, but we also have to do it in the right timing. And so if we have all of this energy and that masculine side of us is like, just go do it. Like for me, my mom always used to say, just go out there and make it happen, because I had the energy to do it. But me going out there to make it happen is that masculine side for one, but it is not in my design, because I am not an initiator. I am meant to wait to respond. And so I'm meant to at least have somebody ask me a question or like say, hey, I love your energy. Like, you all invited me on this show. And so I'm like, hell yeah, I want to come on here. It wouldn't have been good if I tried to start this show. You know, like if I wanted to be like, oh, I want to do a podcast, I want to start it. It wouldn't, if I did it initially in that way of not conversing or not trying to do anything, it might not have been as powerful, because I was initiating, I was putting that masculine energy into place. And so when I say, like, to look at the chart for our masculine and our feminine, especially when we're looking at our defined centers and our undefined centers, like, what is our definition? Where is our energy kind of going? And then what have we been conditioned to in our white centers? And I feel like the centers that are open, where we've been conditioned to, that's going to be the places where you feel that divide. And so, like, if you have an open head center and you are trying to, you're trying to answer everybody else's questions, you're trying to figure out, is this good enough for me? Am I in the right spot? Or am I doing, and you're questioning, you're doing all of this stuff. And it's like, okay, let's come back to more of the feminine side and check in with myself. Like, so the white centers, we almost kind of want to come back to that feminine, come back to the intuitive side. And like, no, what is me? what is me? What do I need to do? How can I decondition? And then that masculine is going to be like, okay, this is what I am. This is what I like to do. This is where my passion is. This is where my definition is. This is the consistent energy that I have. So how can I take this energy and use it to manifest something, right? Or to do an actionable step that will launch me to my higher self in a aligned way. And so to me, that's how I've been looking at the chart with the masculine and the feminine, because I've been really trying to balance out and quiet out actually society. And so for me to try to balance out what I want to do, I honestly, like, and I said this so confidently, Jesse was on the call last night, and it was like the first time I really felt like I've accepted me. Like, we were talking about all of this stuff about accepting who we want. And I feel like right now I've been trying to convince people, which is my open third eye, but I'm like, I know that I do not have to hustle. I know that I do not have to create some program, some kind of teaching guide. I don't want to be a coach. I love human design. I love teaching. I love doing all of this, but I feel it. And when I said it last night, I felt it, that I don't have to. I have to just pay attention to my network. I got to put myself with the right high vibing people. I got to keep working on myself, keep loving on myself, doing that self-discipline for self-love, and I will attract everything that I want in my life. I don't need a 5-year plan, but that's also all of my design. My design's a 1-3 MG, and I'm owning it. And when I can own it and say, listen, this is who I am going to be constantly evolving. I'm going to always be on that. And when I can own that, though, and say that, that's quieting. I feel like so much of our divide, all of this, like this gender mix up and all of this stuff is just because we're listening too much to the outside noise. There's so much freaking noise going on, and put some headphones on and stop listening.
Yes. Wow.
Oh my God, hold on. Oh my God.
Wow.
You need
Powerful.
Moolah to ring for at least about 20 minutes after that.
I know, right?
It's like you said everything that I was thinking, Christine.
Exactly.
Again.
Wow.
Exactly.
Such freedom.
Oh man, I love that, because that's exactly how I feel, and that's how I am too. Starting from last year, that's why when people look at me, they're like, "Oh, you're looking crazy," and I'm like, "No, I just seen myself in meditation, the highest version of me, and I'm just gonna go get her because I know she's out there, and I know what I gotta do to get there. I just gotta keep showing up for myself." Because if I show up for myself, there's no way that she's not going to come out, because I already saw her, 1, and 2, I already saw the steps that I got to take to get there. So why not go for it 100% and do 100% what I got to do, because I already been shown who I am. And now that I have you, Christine, to to go into like deeper with me, I'm just like, oh yeah, this is definitely happening at a different level now.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. Yes.
It's such freedom. It's such freedom. It represents freedom to me. Everything that you're saying, and then about getting quiet, it's freedom. We're becoming ourselves and becoming free. We are beyond the 8:35. I don't know. We're beyond the 8:35 mark. But Christine, I wanted to know, Deanna, do you have something that you wanted to share before we go into the next portion?
There's not too many times where I'm like straight sad, we gotta stop. But I'm like,
I'm sad.
I don't care. It's 8:35. Can we go to 9:35? I mean, that's me right now.
It's past that point. We went over already. We was like, whatever. I looked at it 5 minutes ago and was like, wait, keep going.
Yes. It's really refreshing that, I mean, Christine, you totally did. You is your name Deanna? That's all I gotta say, because you said so many things that how I feel and that I've actually said to myself and to others. I mean, about the male and female. I mean, like, even masculine and feminine. I don't even associate that with a man or a woman anymore. I associate it with only energy. That, because even associated, in my opinion, to an actual gender is a label. And I'm trying my best to get away from labels because that's where limitations lie. Trying to be unlimited, you know, in the midst of, like I was saying, feeling worthy of being unlimited. So girl, I'm so glad that you are with us every Thursday and you can bring us your energy, because you are definitely you to me, for me, you show me what I can be. You know, with your courageous, you're so courageous. And just you said, I finally accepted it. I'm like, woo, I can do it too. Christine did it. And because I'm a 1-3 MG too. What? You know. High five, high five. So I'm there. And anyone that's watching the replay or right now, if you don't know what a 1-3 MG is, yeah.
Come to the Christine circle.
Yes, come to we will drop her information down and you will know. I already dropped information about the chart. So do your chart and start coming to us every Thursday. Reach out to Christine. Because we might be saying some words you don't know, but so that's what I had.
Sparking interest.
Yes.
Setting off a lot of sparks to make a plan.
Oh yeah, see if it resonates with you.
Oh, and that's respect. That's respect of self. You know, when you're a teacher student, you respecting and you go with the intuition of what should be communicated. And wow, I see that and feel that in all of you all, and it's a blessing to see because it teaches me. I tell my students all the time, I love coming in the classroom every day and have a new lesson. My students teach me more than they ever know. Oh my goodness. You know, just by witnessing that life every day, and then witnessing myself and how I vibe through it. It's praise Allah. It's beautiful. Yeah. Christine, on that note, could you please, my dear sweet sister, could you share a card with us? Share a card with us, please, for today.
What kind of card would we like today? I have 4 decks with me right now. I have yoga, food healing deck. I have my human design deck, and I also have some fairies. So
you feel it. Spirit said you feel it.
I'm gonna do human design no matter what, and so let's pick one more to go with it because I kind of like them to play off together. And so fairies.
Jesse, fairies.
All right.
Jesse.
Christine, I just saw. So I found out this week that I'm very connected to fairies. So we'll talk about it in the back ends of things, but it is so cool. So what the stuff that's going on around here, it is so cool.
Oh,
that is
so magical, so magical.
Jesse, mine is a water fairy. I'll tell you about that.
Oh man,
I didn't some water. Yeah, that was given.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense why they send you to the water. I'm so sorry.
Yeah, I'm a water fairy.
Okay. That makes so much sense. Why your training had to be in water. Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Christine, see, I don't make this stuff up.
Right. I want to acknowledge everyone is watching us live right now. Hey, we see you, Toro. Tinka, we love you. And Amanda's here with us too. I'm trying to check to see who else is here. I think that's all. But if we've missed you, we love you. We do love you.
Yeah. Tinkle's in the house. Tinkerbell's in the house. my live fairy. She's my live fairy, and she just found out not too long ago.
All right. In the gate of embodiment right now. We always have a transit, like the sun is always in a gate energy, and right now we're in the gate of embodiment, and it's all about loving our. I mean, it's the most beautiful gate. It's about tapping in. It's about really what we've been talking about, right? We got to get out of our head and into our body. And what a perfect kind of way to really give us the opportunity for the next 6 days to really look at that. So we're halfway through. So we have 3 more days to just every single person right now, every single one in the world has this energy lit up. And so this is why I like doing the daily transits, because it gives you the opportunity to feel this energy in your body, even if you don't always have it, right? We all have the energy. Let me say that again. We all have every single energy. It's just not consistent all the time. And so when we start to learn the daily transits, we start to feel what this energy feels like in our body. And so we're in the gate of embodiment, which is to learn to love our body, to see it as a vessel for our spirit, to understand that it is cradling and it is nurturing and it is holding on to it. And so we also got the gate of exploration to go along with this, which is how beautiful for all that we've been talking about, telling people to pick things that resonate with you, to listen to the certain gurus, the certain people that you like. And if it resonates, run with it. If it doesn't, go listen to something else. Go keep scrolling through that YouTube until there's something else that resonates with you that you want to listen to. So the gate of exploration, beautiful. And let's see what my little fairy friend, oh, we get the air element. And so the element is so powerful, especially
that is so funny, Christine, because last time when you were sharing, the wind here was just saying yes to everything you were saying. Yes, yes, yes. Go ahead.
Here we go. We got the wind. And so let's see what this little wind element is saying. And actually, it's so funny because I'm in air right now. And I was just talking last night. And, you know, I've worked with all of the elements all the times, but air, except for air, I really don't think that I have appreciated it for what it. I know that as I've worked through different things in my yoga practice all the time, I think about fire and I see the transformation, and water. I mean, and I'm a fire sign. And so water, I'm always pulled to calm this passion down. Right. And I always use that water. In earth, I ground every single day in meditation and in yoga, but air was something that I never really thought of. And then yesterday when I was on the call, like I said, like I felt it. And air is all about our voice and communication and honoring our truth and all of that. And like right now. And so yesterday, like that was the first time. And I was talking to somebody else after the call, and I was like, you know, that was the first time I've really have thought about the power, like, because I'm in this element, I think about like, you know, tornadoes and hurricane, and I mean the power of air, because air to me is even more fearful than water, like water or fire, because we can see water and fire, right? Air is that truth that there is magic all around us. It's our power in our breath. Like we do not need to see shit in order to believe it, right? Because all we got to do is just take a breath in and feel our lungs get big. Wow, something invisible filled up my lungs. Like there is something magic around. And so air is that piece that is proof that there is magic all around us every single day. And so let's see what the element is about wind, Jesse. The key word is wind. Feel the wind every day as it blows directly into your face and it whips your hair into a backward stream. Notice what it feels like when it hits different areas of your body. Feel the current move around your body and blow beneath your clothes. Hear it. Sometimes it seems as if the wind is voicing to you a stream of words that roars past you. There is a mighty presence in the air, a great force. You can feel it as though you brace yourself for the impact. This power is there for you to harness. Imagine yourself with one with the wind, bolstered by its energy. Next time there's a strong wind, slip outside and just run alongside with it. I have watched my cat do this, and it seems as if the whole other state of being as she's running around in the wind, she's exhilarated. Animals, like fairies, instinctively know what to do. What would you do with the wind if the wind was starting to blow towards you? Where would you like the wind to blow to you? The wind is a perfect example of the incredible power of the universe.
Wow.
Woo!
Wow. Wow. Wow.
That's right. That's right. Seriously, like when you were sharing before about you showing up for you and you loving you because you are that, like the wind was just like, woof, woof, and I was like, ooh, there goes. Oh yeah, see, I know.
And the same, sharing that same piece, and like you're like, people are looking at them like, no, everything you were saying about that it's so spot on, and more of us need to honor that and to harness that. And honestly, the more you do dive into your human design, you look at even your natal charts, you look at all of that and you're like, we are all unique. We are all meant to be different. So why do we keep trying to shove ourselves into
be like somebody else?
Yeah, why? Why are we doing that to ourselves? Go explore through this. And this is using our solar plexus. This is the gate of exploration through how we feel, using our feelings to help us explore. Not this logical mind, not any of that. It is going by our feelings. What makes you passionate? What just sent chills through your body that we were talking about on this call that you might want to go try? Go outside and go run around in the wind and see what, like, oh my God, that was that message for me, like, go explore.
Yeah. And sometimes when I hear stuff and I was like, did I just hear that? Whoa, I did.
Yeah. And sometimes you just ask, and sometimes it's like just ask that. And you know what? You never get the answer.
And then you get another, like another win. You see, like another win. Yes, you just heard that.
That's amazing. That is awesome.
Wow.
I feel like crying with happiness.
I feel like crying, dancing in the wind, swimming, all that.
Exploration.
Yes.
I'm having fun. I'm having so much fun right now.
Mm-hmm.
So much fun. You just validated I'm on the right path. I'm on the right path. I quit my job, the highest paying job I've had, and gave myself back 80 hours. And I know I did the right thing.
Same.
So happy. And I'm free to explore right now.
Yeah, same.
And I'm so blessed. I'm 53. I'm your age, Christine flipped. So like, yes.
You're about to just step into your power as that role
model.
I mean, you are just getting ready to shine, girl. That sixth line. I mean, your life has not even begun, girlfriend. So get ready.
I know, right?
That's why I'm happy. I'm on a journey. Yeah.
I want to thank everybody that's listening to us, because seriously, and watching us, because seriously, you guys are amazing. Thank you for all the comments that you're putting into the comment box. Yes, embrace your woo-woo side. Yes, embrace who you are, because you are amazing. You're amazing, and we can do so many beautiful things together in partnership, just by showing up. That's one of the biggest thing that my guides have asked me for the remainder of the year, is just show up. Just show up. All I need you to do is show up. And when I told a few people this, they were like, what does that even mean? And I'm like, I'm just going to show up for me. And this is me showing up for me. This is showing up not only for me, but for the collective, because when I'm sitting with somebody, I don't know what they want to happen. I just don't know when somebody's coming in front of me, what it is that they want to impact on that person, because of the work that I'm doing now. So like I was telling you guys before, like about my energy and stuff, that's why I'm so guarded sometimes. I'm the physical, going places and stuff because of everything that's going on. So I do go and I do have a good time with the people that I am with. But at the same time, I am like, no, because there's way more than just the drinking, and there's way more than the dancing. There's way more than that. So I have to be the responsible one and say, okay, so I'm going to, instead of having 5 drinks today, I'm just going to have 1. Even though my body doesn't want it, I have 1 just to socialize, and lots of water in between, because, I have to be responsible for who I am. And then there are people are ask me, oh, but why? And I'm like, if you want to spend time with me, this is what I can give you. I cannot go further than that because of what the responsibilities that I have now. And I say responsibility because, guiding somebody and helping somebody, or, or talking to somebody, that's a big responsibility, because you're not just, you're also helping them with their energy of their growth or their evolution or their fears, their thoughts, or their self-discipline or their self-love. So that's a huge thing for us to know. So thank you so much. So much. You are amazing. Continue to show up for yourself, because you're not showing up for the person that you're going to see. You're showing up for you. So when you go in these events, show up for you 100%. Do what your body, your mind, and your spirit needs to do for that time being, because it is the evolution for you at that time, not for the person that's teaching you the class. They already went there. They already lived that experience. They already had that self-love, that self-compassion, that discipline. Now it's your turn as the student so that you can become the teacher.
I wish I had the bell. Thank you.
Right. I was like, yes, Jesse, yes.
Oh, girl. That, ooh, thank you. That hit.
Jesse, that was that wind that kept coming in. Yeah. So thank you for being a
Message
vessel.
received.
Thank you for being a
Message
vessel. We hear you, Win. We hear you.
Christine, did you want to pull the human design card as well?
I did. It was
Oh, you did. Oh, excuse me. Oh, that was the
coming from the solar plexus, but I will give us the affirmation that goes along with it, because I'd already said, it says, don't let boredom bring you into chaos. And so exploration too, though, is learning to, like, kind of like, just like Jessie said, and this is a great little segue, because she's like, that little piece of responsibility, right? Like, we have to, is this going to be for my highest self? And like, some people are like, oh, I don't responsible. If I want to honor myself, I should want to do whatever makes me feel good all the time. Well, maybe 5 drinks at that time might make you feel good, but tomorrow you ain't going to be feeling good, right? So where is that line of knowing, what does my highest self, my best and my highest self want? And that's where that responsibility comes in. That's where that self-discipline comes in of, you know, I right now, the easy choice would be, to have 5 drinks and do what everybody else is doing. But what is the choice that myself really wants to do? And that's something I've had to, I've been sober now for over 5 years, and I live in a tourist town. And so that's been a big thing. A lot of people are like, that's been a question I've been getting. And I love that you share that, because they're like, well, how do you even live here without drinking? And I say, it's about that awareness. It's based on what you want. What does your highest self want? What do you want to do? You want somebody to hang out and be sober. Me and you can go to the beach all day long and we can do sober things, but like you said, what do you want to do? You got to meet the people where they're ready to be met, right? Ooh. And so for our exploration, though, it's to realize, to run it through our authority and not just jump on every single opportunity. We got to know which things are what we want, right? We already said, run it through your body. Does it resonate with you? Does it give you chills? Are you getting goosebumps? If you are, then go do it. If it is not a hell yes, then it is a not right now.
No.
I'm not going to say it's a no, it's a not right now, because you never know. We never know, right? If we say no, just like Deanna said, that's putting a limiting belief. If we say no, we're putting a box, we're putting something in it. If it's just not a hell yes, it's just a not right now. And we move on and we go do something else that is a hell yes. And so let's get our affirmation for this. My experiences and my stories break old patterns and push the boundaries of the edge at what's possible for humanity. I defy the patterns and I create miracles through my emotional alignment. Hear that? Just like all of us have been saying, it's through our emotional alignment. That's how we make these miracles. I hold my vision and I maintain my emotional energy as I want it to bear the fruit of my intentions and my visions. Talk about some responsibility right there. That was that affirmation resonate. Jessie and I have been bouncing off each other. We definitely got some spirits coming through, but hold on to that energy, that power, that passion. We hold on to that. That's what's going to drive us. But if we start to get bored, do we just go jump off ship and go do something else? No, we hold on to our responsibility. We hold on to our consistency. And we're like, okay, Christine, why are you a little bored right now? What can we analyze in this and be like, no, you want to keep teaching human design. Maybe the Zoom call didn't go the way you wanted. What can you do for boredom for yourself? Is look at myself. All right, I'm going to go take a different yoga class today. I'm going to turn the music on. I'm going to dance around my house. I'm going to sing a song. I'm going to do something for myself that has nothing to do with the outside world, because the outside world didn't do any of that to me, right? It was just me doing it. And so, as we explore, on.
Awesome.
Okay. Wow, you just said that was your choice to be bored. Boom, that was
boom.
Your choice.
So don't be blaming Christine, Deanna, Jesse, or Angela because you're bored. It was your choice.
It was my choice.
Wow.
It was my choice. Like somebody said, praise, congratulations to living by this sign. Praise, congratulations. Yes. What
Wow.
today's been so fire, Christine. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. More than you know.
Man.
So we are at that time, everyone. Christine, we give over to our guests first. What last words of wisdom and light do you have for our audience today? For all of us, for everybody.
I would have to say that if you are feeling an internal conflict, if you're feeling that energies of pulling in either directions, if you're feeling that divide of the masculine, of the feminine, if we're not sure which way to go, what way to do, to in some way, however it looks, it may be going for a walk, maybe listening to some music, but somehow try to quiet the outside and ask yourself a couple different questions. Like ask yourself what makes you happy. What are the things you really like to do? Why? What is making you feel torn? And try to just a couple of those small steps. Like some people are like, well, that's not going to get me anywhere. But sometimes we need to start. We need to start somewhere. And sometimes like mindfulness is a very simple thing, but it's the simple things that are so hard for us because we overthink everything. We think that it needs to be this ginormous thing that's gonna unlock the key, right? A key is small. It's simple. You just got to put it in, right? And then it opens. And so to just check in and to be like, okay, I'm feeling a little anxious. Maybe it's your job, maybe it's your spouse, maybe it's where you're living, whatever it is, and just be like, okay, what is making this come up? What is making it come up? What is it showing me? If you're getting triggered, we got to look at ourselves a little bit, but to just give yourself grace too.
Yeah.
Wow.
A piece.
Perfect.
Excellent. Jesse, my sister.
So when you say what are you going to share, the one thing that I popped into my head right away was show up for yourself every single day. But I want to piggyback on what Christine said about the easy stuff, and not the easy stuff, the things that work and the things that are, it's going to work, but you're like, oh no, that's too easy. I said that to somebody a week ago. I said, somebody said, oh, so how do I start my self-care routine, or how do I start my weight loss program, or how do I go from working with you? I said, show up for yourself for 21 days. Just show up for yourself for 21 days, and then let me know, and then I'll be there for you. And they said, that's too easy. I said, well, try it for 21 days and let me know. Just send me a text. I'll be there. I'll be on the other side of the text when you're done, or on your process to it.
Wow.
So show up for you.
Show up for you. D? Queen D?
How can I say anything after all that goodness? My thing that I want to really drill not only into you, but into myself is that you are worthy. You are so worthy. It's that simple. You are worthy. You are worthy when you're crying. You are worthy when you're angry. You are worthy while you are stumbling. Let's get back to being that little kid on a bike. You remember when you were on a bike and you fell down? You weren't like, oh, I'm so angry at me because I fell down. Now I'm judging myself. I am the most terrible person. No, you was like, you might have cried, you wiped your face, and you got right back up and got on a bike and was riding with your little friends, or you was whatever you were doing. So go back to that and know that you are worthy in everything that you do. You are worthy.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, I know that.
Amen.
Right. Oh my goodness. Yes. You all, I love you all dearly. The download I got for you all today was 3 words: easy, breezy, and light. There's a Moorish saying, take care of the little things, the small things, and the big things will take care of themselves, because all big things are made up of those little things. I pray that everyone today has a blessed day full of love and light always. Set out yourself, be yourself, and set out for yourself. Let your intention be you first. because it all starts with you. All right. And that's your foundation. Oh my goodness. You all, today was an amazing show.
It was awesome.
Oh my
Yes,
God,
it
I love you
was.
all. I love
Yes.
you all dearly. Oh, show up, and we will see you all tomorrow. We have amazing guests for tomorrow. Did you see me? Did you see me? That's how exciting it's going to be. Everyone's going to be set on fire and happiness with happiness tomorrow. That's tomorrow's show. It's happiness.
If today we were happy, oh, we're gonna be
Yes.
super happy today. Today, oh man, today was amazing. I
Oh
can't.
yes.
Thank you so much, Christine.
Thank
You
you,
have been
Christine.
angel. Mm.
Everyone, thank you so much. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your day. Just making yourself smile. And in
Yes.
turn, everyone else will smile with you. All right, everyone, we will see you tomorrow. I love you all dearly. Have a good one. Peace.
Bye.